Hi class, my name is Tiffany Martinez and today I'll be talking to you about the origins of my name. But before I get started, I'd like to apologize for my choice of setting. This is literally my restroom, but this is probably the only quiet place in my house, so please bear with me. But yeah, my name is Tiffany, and so that name is actually a form of the Greek given name Theophania. Me personally, I have never heard of that name before, so it was pretty interesting. The definition of that name is actually revelation of God, manifestation of God, or divine manifestation. And so I was really curious at why it's such like an intense and powerful meaning. So I did my research and I found out that newborn girls were actually given that name who were born on the celebration of Epiphany. And so if you guys don't know what Epiphany is, it's actually referring to the Day of the Three Kings. And so that's referring to the three wise men who followed the star, discovered Jesus as a baby, they worshiped him, and they provided him with many gifts. If any of you are interested in reading more about that story and finding out more details, you could actually find it in the Bible, the book of Matthew, chapter 2, and verses 1 through 12. Sorry, I'm gonna close the door. And so, yeah, it's actually really funny because my dad, he came up with my name, but he never, looked at the meaning. He didn't look at, the background or anything like that. He just liked the name, and it reminded him of the jewelry brand Tiffany & Co. So that's how my name came about. But yeah, so I actually did look up my name a few months ago. It's actually funny because I just looked it up and I found out it meant revelation of God. So it's actually pretty personal to me because I try to devote myself to prayer. I try to devote myself to the Word of God as well. And so, it kind of just it's funny because when I do read the Word of God, now that I try to do it, it just reminded me of the times when I was younger and I totally avoided reading the Bible or avoided church because I was just kind of like, oh, I don't understand it. I'm not going to understand it. It's too hard for me to comprehend. But it wasn't until one day I tried to read it for myself and I actually understood it. And what really helped me was to actually tell or ask God to teach me and to be my teacher and show me the word for what it really is. And so that's exactly what happened. God has truly given me revelation. If anybody doesn't really know what revelation means, it's basically like an understanding of his word. And so I encourage you guys to, if you guys do have a Bible, I personally prefer New King James Version because it doesn't include words like thou or art. And so, yeah, I encourage you to read the Bible for itself because I think a lot of people like to put a label on it or, say things about it when they haven't read it for themselves. So, yeah, that concludes my little speech. Thank you for listening.